How many productivity systems have you tried? Inbox Zero, time blocking, morning routines, efficiency hacks. You have probably implemented dozens. So why are you more exhausted than ever? What if everything you're doing to be more productive is actually the problem? Today, we're talking about the difference between addition and multiplication and why one creates freedom while the other creates burnout. Welcome to the Deliberate Leaders Podcast. Let's start with how most leaders think about getting more done. When you want better results, the default thinking goes like this: work more hours, optimize your calendar, streamline processes, eliminate waste, move faster. This is what I call addition mode, the belief that more input creates more output. And it does, for a while. But addition has a ceiling. There are only so many hours, only so much you can optimize, only so fast you can move. Eventually, you hit a wall where working harder just means being more exhausted while results plateau. Here's what's happening. You're solving for efficiency when you should be solving for leverage. Efficiency asks, how can I do this faster? Leverage asks, how can I do this once and create value repeatedly? Completely different questions, completely different outcomes. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Addition thinking says, I need to answer these customer questions faster. Leverage thinking asks, what would have to be true for customers to not need to ask? Addition thinking says, I need to review these decisions quicker. Leverage thinking asks, what framework would help my team make these decisions without me? Addition thinking says, I need to be in this recurring meeting. Leverage thinking asks, what would have to change for this meeting to not need me? See the difference? Addition looks for speed. Leverage looks for structure. And here's what most leaders miss. The work that feels most productive is often the work keeping you stuck in addition mode. Answering emails feels productive. Attending meetings feels engaged. Reviewing work feels thorough. Making quick decisions feels efficient. But none of that is leverage. That's addition. And addition burns you out while keeping your impact limited to your personal capacity. This creates three predictable patterns. First, the capacity ceiling. Your impact is limited by your hours. As you grow, you become the constraint. The business can only scale as far as your personal capacity allows. Second, the energy depletion. Addition is exhausting because it never ends. There's always another email, another decision, another fire. You work harder and harder for diminishing returns. Third, the strategic displacement. You're so busy being productive that you never have time for the work that would actually multiply your impact. Building systems, developing people, creating frameworks, designing strategy. So what's the alternative? The shift is this. Stop asking, how do I do more? Start asking, what should I do once that creates value repeatedly? This is multiplication thinking, and it shows up everywhere when you start looking for it. Instead of solving customer problems individually, you create a knowledge base that solves them at scale. Instead of approving decisions personally, you build decision frameworks your team can use independently. Instead of attending every meeting, you create communication structures that inform without requiring your presence. Instead of reviewing every piece of work, you establish quality standards and trust your team's judgment. This isn't about working less. It's about working differently, choosing multiplication over addition strategically. One CEO implemented leverage thinking across his organization. Within 6 months, revenue per employee increased 35%. But here's what he said mattered most. I'm not working harder. I'm finally working on things that are in my zone of genius. That's the goal. Free yourself from addition work so you can focus on multiplication work. Because the highest leverage thing you can do isn't getting better at addition. It's building systems that multiply without you. The executive edition of Think First includes the complete leverage framework, how to identify multiplication opportunities hiding in your daily addition work. Reserve your copy at deliberatedirections.com/thinkfirst. Because the goal isn't productivity, it's strategic impact that scales without burning you out.